If you could change something, anything, what would you change?
I wish I was taller.
I wish I had a beautiful singing voice. What else?
Well, I wish I hadn't eaten so much chocolate last night.
You regret that you had too much?
Yeah, my stomach hurts now, but it was just so good.
When we express wishes and regrets, we say things that aren't true. For example, you wish you hadn't eaten so much chocolate, but the reality is that you did eat a lot of chocolate.
Right, because the whole point is to say how things would be nice if they were different.
Right. Also, while we might expect wants and even hopes to come true, wishes are either impossible or very unlikely.
Yeah, I won't magically get taller.
No, and you can't change the past either.
Unfortunately.
Because of this, wishes and regrets are in what we call the unreal mood.
That makes sense.
We'll get into a special feature of the unreal mood in a minute, but first, let's talk about the structure of wishes and regrets.
Okay.
There are two parts to these types of sentences. The first part is the wish expression.
You mean, I wish that, or she wishes, or we wish?
Yep. And another good one is if only. The second part is the unreal clause. It states how we wish things were different.
What's a clause again?
It's a group of words that looks like it's a sentence on its own. Check these out.
Oh yeah, those could be each their own sentences.
They could be, but instead we combine them with wish expressions in order to form the sentences we want to make. Like, I wish that I had never met that jerk.
Or, I wish we all lived on Mars.
Or, if only she had called me sooner.
That one looks like a conditional sentence.
In addition to using if, that's because one half of most conditionals is an unreal clause. In fact, we can turn this into a conditional sentence if we simply add the other half, a result clause.
Like, if only she had called me sooner, I would have been able to help.
Just like that. We can keep the word only, or we could take it out if we preferred. But without the result clause, we need to keep only to express a wish or regret. That's just how that expression works.
Got it. Are there any other wish expressions?
If you could change something, anything, what would you change?
I wish I was taller.
I wish I had a beautiful singing voice. What else?
Well, I wish I hadn't eaten so much chocolate last night.
You regret that you had too much?
Yeah, my stomach hurts now, but it was just so good.
When we express wishes and regrets, we say things that aren't true. For example, you wish you hadn't eaten so much chocolate, but the reality is that you did eat a lot of chocolate.
Right, because the whole point is to say how things would be nice if they were different.
Right. Also, while we might expect wants and even hopes to come true, wishes are either impossible or very unlikely.
Yeah, I won't magically get taller.
No, and you can't change the past either.
Unfortunately.
Because of this, wishes and regrets are in what we call the unreal mood.
That makes sense.
We'll get into a special feature of the unreal mood in a minute, but first, let's talk about the structure of wishes and regrets.
Okay.
There are two parts to these types of sentences. The first part is the wish expression.
You mean, I wish that, or she wishes, or we wish?
Yep. And another good one is if only. The second part is the unreal clause. It states how we wish things were different.
What's a clause again?
It's a group of words that looks like it's a sentence on its own. Check these out.
Oh yeah, those could be each their own sentences.
They could be, but instead we combine them with wish expressions in order to form the sentences we want to make. Like, I wish that I had never met that jerk.
Or, I wish we all lived on Mars.
Or, if only she had called me sooner.
That one looks like a conditional sentence.
In addition to using if, that's because one half of most conditionals is an unreal clause. In fact, we can turn this into a conditional sentence if we simply add the other half, a result clause.
Like, if only she had called me sooner, I would have been able to help.
Just like that. We can keep the word only, or we could take it out if we preferred. But without the result clause, we need to keep only to express a wish or regret. That's just how that expression works.
Got it. Are there any other wish expressions?
Yeah. We could say, I'd rather, or I'd prefer if.
I see how that's expressing a wish, but...
But what?
But is that still unreal? I mean, it's possible to make that change, right?
That's a good point. But we still use the unreal mood if we feel like it's impossible. In cases like these, maybe the speaker is very frustrated or annoyed.
Oh, so they might be thinking, if that hasn't changed yet, maybe it'll never change, and that's why they're frustrated or annoyed?
Something like that, yeah. The same goes for this expression, it's time.
Yeah, I imagine the person saying that sentence is really frustrated.
Probably. One more wish expression is imagine if. Okay, this particular example isn't really a wish because we're glad it didn't happen. But we're still talking about something that didn't happen, which means it's unreal. So we use the same structure.
We have a lot of different sentences here.
Yeah. We could use this structure to express things like regret, fantasies, disappointment, complaints, criticism, and relief.
They're always to talk about how things might have been different.
Yep. Take a look at those verbs. For the ones that talk about hypothetical present situations, we use the past form.
Huh, that's weird.
And for counterfactual past situations, we use the past perfect verb.
Okay, why would we do that?
It's a process called backshifting, and for some reason, that's just what we do for all unreal structures.
Back what?
Backshifting. It means a verb is expressed further in the past than it actually means.
Okay, so the future looks more like the present. Present verbs are expressed in the past tense, and the past is shifted back to what? Super past?
Kinda, yeah. We saw which tense we use for past meaning in our earlier examples. Can you remember what it was?
Oh, past perfect, right?
That's right. A lot of times, we start with simple verbs like these, and we just shift that word further back into the past.
That's easy enough. But what if the verb isn't so simple?
If there are multiple words in a verb string, as is the case when auxiliary verbs are included, we only make the first word more past, and the rest of the verb string generally remains the same.
That doesn't seem too hard.
Nah. Some of those auxiliary verbs might be modals. Will turns to would, and can turns to could. If we need to shift a modal back further, we add have after it.
Oh, like would've, could've, and should've.
Yep. One last thing. Usually, the past of am and is was. But if we're using both the unreal mood and a formal tone, we use were instead. As in, I wish I were famous.
That sounds a little bit weird to me.
Well, it's good to know because you might read it or hear some people use that, but most of the time it's fine if you say was.
That's good.
To recap, we start with a wish expression. Next, we state an unreal situation, and the verb needs to be backshifted.
Got it. I think I'm ready to try an example.
All right, go ahead.
I'll start with if only.
All right. What's the situation? Something that's not true.
I can fly.
Yeah, that would be cool. Now backshift the verb.
Okay, so we change fly to flew. No, wait. The first part of the verb is can, so that's the word we need to shift. I could fly.
Yeah, that's it. If only I could fly. By the way, you could use a different wish expression, and the result would be essentially the same.
Cool. Yeah, wishes and regrets don't seem too hard. The trickiest part might be the backshifting, but once I get that down, it should be a breeze.
Glad to hear it.
Guys, good evening, welcome. Wow, it's just great to be with you once again tonight, okay? And the idea is, let's go on, because I think some days ago you start talking about conditional and we covered the no, okay? Even we started talking with some special particles used in situation where there's condition or there are conditions. For example, unless. That is a very important one, and I imagine Christos, Andres, they have been talking to you about unless. Okay, so you're gonna say, hey, unless you have the money, you won't go to the concert. All right, so you know what is unless. Unless stop raining, I'm not gonna go to play soccer. Okay, unless. There is another very important connector that I imagine you already start talking as well, that is as long as. As long as I don't have any problem if And that is very important, especially when we ask favor from our parents, especially our father. He has a beautiful new brand car. Maybe you are going to a party this coming Saturday. Obviously, you wanna just brag, okay, just arriving in your new or your father's new brand car. Okay, so maybe you're gonna have that conversation with your daddy and you're gonna say, Dad, I would like just to go to the party in your car. Okay, maybe if your father is cool enough and he doesn't find any issue, maybe he's gonna be totally honest with you and say, yeah, you can use my car. Okay, as long as you take care well of it, and please fill it out or fill it up, sorry. Fill it up is if you're gonna spend the gasoline, okay, replace it, put it again, just in the tank, okay, don't forget it. That is actually as long as is, I don't have any problem. You know what? Hey, I'm gonna give you the money as long as you give it back to me in time to pay the rent. Okay, so I'm gonna pay my rent in 20 days, but maybe you've got a hurriness and maybe you need to pay something urgently tomorrow. Hey, what is the point? I have the money, I gotta pay it in 20 days, so I'm gonna lend you the money as long as you give it back to me in time to pay my rent. Okay, another very important word is provided. Provided is very similar to as long as, providing that you can give me a hand, I'm gonna give it, I don't know, the money that you need. Okay, so it's like conditions sometimes as well. That is something that is gone. Teacher Alirio is not gonna talk to you about that any longer because I think you already understood every detail about this. Okay, if you didn't or if you haven't, express it, okay, on the group, and maybe I'm gonna send you like some links to practice because this is something very important, especially conditional connector, Sasha, unless, as long as, and provided or providing, depending on which one you decide to use. All right, but today I bring something different for all of you guys, something new. I'm gonna start sharing my screen. This way you will know what I mean. It's something very interesting, especially guys, cause sometimes we are gonna express condition, but not necessarily I gotta do using exactly the same structure. Sure, what do you mean? If, and if. You know, that is good. If you say if, you already know conditional, you have used the no by now, so you know what I mean. I'm gonna start showing you like a picture and we are gonna start like reflecting a little bit about this. What is a wish? Teacher, please, guys, this is very important. Maybe in our next class, I'm gonna, so sorry, go deeper in the use of wish because, hey, you've got lots of different words that you need to use with the word wish. But today, I'm gonna start giving you like a brief idea. And obviously, in our next encounter, I'm gonna try just to go a little bit deeper. And this way, maybe you're gonna understand better its usages because, hey, believe me, it's got lots of ones. Okay, very good. Wishes. What is a wish? Is exactly what happened when you are talking about conditional. For example, look at what happened. When we are talking about present, you write down past. Okay, for example, you say, I am not rich. If I were rich, I would buy a car. All right, this is kind of the same because when you say I wish, you imagine a possible situation. Maybe it's not gonna happen. Maybe you are just daydreaming. But you express, guys, what is the problem about dreaming or daydreaming? Okay, reality sometimes is very tough. All right, and dreaming sometimes is a good way to relieve the pressure and be free. All right, so please don't forget that. I wish I was rich. Okay, when you say I wish I was rich, it's because you are expressing like an intention in present, but look at the structure, it's like in past. All right, another very interesting is, look at the second, I wish I was going with my father. I mean, my dad is working on my prom. I mean, on my graduation, my dad is not gonna go to my graduation because he's working and it's impossible for him just to go to my graduation. So maybe that is something that made me feel a little bit sad, and I'm making a wish. I can express it with a conditional. I can say, if my father could be with me today on my graduation, I would be a happy guy. Yes, yes, it's with a condition. That is good. But now I'm gonna express the idea using a wish. If you see, I'm gonna express a wish in present, and look how this look, I mean grammatically, because actually it's weird, but you need to write down the verb in past. But the intention is in present. Teacher, yes, man, I know. Okay, don't fight against that. Okay, just go with the flow. All right, so you say, I wish I was going with my father. Well, my graduation, man. He's working. Okay, but you are expressing a wish. Another is the boys wish they could go to Paris. Yeah, maybe they don't have enough money to buy the tickets. Maybe they are working and that is why they are not going. Or maybe something is avoiding these guys to go to Paris. Okay, so maybe you say the boys wish they could go. Maybe they can. It's impossible. That's not gonna happen. But you express a wish. All right, so I wish I was going with my father. All right, or the boys wish they could go to Paris. They can't. Sorry, guys. Okay, finally, he wishes he were here now. I mean, my father, today finally was my graduation. I am just right there, very sad. My father calls me and says, so sorry, my boy. You know how important it was for you that I was attending that incredible event that is going to be so important in your life. But it's impossible. I'm working, my responsibilities. Okay, but I know this guy, he wishes he were here now. Okay, but hey, it's not possible. Okay, so today we are going to talk about those wishes. How I can wish something in present. How can I wish something in past? For example, you say something, I wish I hadn't taken my father's advice. Okay, my father say, go to the army. Dad, but I don't want to be a soldier. Be a man, go to the army. Finally, you obey your father's advices and you decide to go to the army. Okay, but you got involved in a war and you had to travel to another country, and being there, you lost a lot of important time with your family, and you spend years and years in that war. Okay, so maybe now reflecting about what you have done so far, maybe you express this, say, wow, man, if I hadn't heard my dad, I would have been spending an incredible time with my family, so I wish I hadn't taken my father's advice. Now you are expressing a wish about a situation that you would like to change in the past. Sorry, guys, maybe it's too late. Maybe you can't change the situation by now, but you express a wish. You express, I wish I hadn't heard my father's advices. I wish I hadn't come, okay, to the army. I wish I hadn't being here fighting, you know, now you are expressing a wish. Okay, very good. What about if you are taking driving classes? Your exam for your driving classes was yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday, and your test was scheduled in the morning. But you know, your friends call you on Friday evening and say, hey, Juan Manuel, hey, Angel David, Kevin, come to the party. And you, man, just go and had that incredible party time. You got drunk, you know, and you were totally crazy. Next day, when you try, because you try that, you went to the driving test, obviously, your alcohol smell, okay, my gosh, compromise you. And obviously, the driving teacher, the instructor, say you are not responsible enough just to have your driving licenses, so your exam is failed. What? Yes, and you know how much money costs, okay, a driving license nowadays? $1 million. Hey, you don't wanna just waste $1 million, all right? But A, you decide to go to the party with your friends and you got drunk, and next day, you couldn't pass the driving test. Maybe today you are reflecting, so oh my gosh, I blew it. I blew it. Why did I go to the party? Why did I get drunk? Yeah, sorry, man, it's too late. And now maybe you want to make a wish. What's your wish? Oh my gosh. I wish I hadn't got drunk. I wish I had passed my driving test. Yes, but it's too late. Okay, guys, and we are gonna talk about how I can make a wish in the future. For example, let's start with the last one, okay? Because I need to start with my presentation as soon as possible. Okay, what about if your classmate, I mean, school or university, is all the time smoking and smoking and smoking inside the classroom just close to you? You hate that odor. You hate that terrible smell all around you. All right? So maybe you start thinking, if this guy, gosh, if this guy, okay, didn't smoke all around me, okay, I could breathe better, obviously, okay, because with that smoke all around you, it's gonna be impossible to breathe, you know? So maybe now you're gonna express a wish and you say, "Hi, God, I wish this guy could smoke all around me." Okay, so guys, today, this is actually what we are gonna be talking about, is how to express exactly that. How can I express those wishes? Okay, I'm gonna just show you again live situations. For example, I wish I ate more vegetables. Maybe the doctor say that my problem is because I don't eat enough vegetable. I know it, I recognize the problem now, and maybe I say, ah, my gosh, doctor is totally right. Yeah, doctor is totally right. And I wish I ate more vegetable. This is a situation that you think in present, but look at the structure. It's like in past. I would like you to see this. All right? Hey, maybe you can say that it's raining. You say, I wish it were raining now. It's raining, but I would like to go and play soccer with my friends, but it's raining. You know, I wish It's very rainy now so that I could go and play with my friends outside. Man, it's summer and it's raining. Yeah, maybe that is a problem. All right. I talk to you when we are thinking about to change a situation in past. So you said something like, I wish I hadn't done it. What? I wish I hadn't done it. What are you talking about? About being a copycat. Hey, man, I was cheating on the exam and the teacher discovered me, and right now I am in a serious problem and my mom is coming to school tomorrow and it's gonna be a nightmare. I'm gonna be in a very serious problem. What am I gonna do now? And maybe that is a real situation or issue. All right, so sorry, guys. Okay, so maybe now you are expressing a wish and you say, I wish I hadn't done it. The teacher discovered me, cheating on the exam, call my mom, and I'm gonna have a big, terrible issue at home tonight. All right, so you are expressing a wish, but hey, you already did this. It happened already. It's done totally. Okay, bear that in mind. Okay, very good. Another is when something is about to happen in the future. For example, what about if you are in a very boring class? You say, well, this class is terrible. I wish this class could end now, or maybe if you have like your brother or your sister or your boyfriend and this person never pays you attention, maybe you can say, you know what, I wish you'd listen to me more careful. You never pay me attention. I wish you'd listen to me more. Okay, very good. This is expressing things for the future. Another is when we can also use wish to express one informal situation. For example, I wish to make a complaint. I need to talk to the manager. Maybe a hair to your soup, maybe raw meat, or maybe something is being included in the bill and that is not necessary for you to pay. So maybe I wish to make a complaint and I would like to see the manager. Wow, man. Okay, so you immediately know that there's an issue here. Okay, so please don't forget. So we are talking about wish. Teacher is going to start with the next part because I would like to listen to you. Okay, but now I'm going to a presentation and I think this presentation is going to be very, very good for all of us. Okay, just to participate a little bit. Okay, so just go and let's see how to express wishes in English. We use wish to express that we regret something. Guys, listen, regret. This is the main idea here. When you say regret, is because you want a change. Maybe you did something in the past, a noun. I mean, noun is at present. You'd like to change the situation. Maybe the problem is that noun is too late. It's impossible just to go back and change the history. It already happened, but now you are agreeing you would like this to be different, okay? And maybe you need to express it, okay? We would like something to be different than the way it is actually now, okay? And I say wish, okay? But the idea is we are gonna write down wish plus past simple. Wish plus past simple to express something that I would like to change, something about I am regretting, and I'd like to be different. So you're gonna say something, for example, if you see this guy looks like chubby, okay, his nutritionist is constantly talking to him. and is mentioning the importance of having a very healthy diet. But this guy seems not to be aware of this important situation, and he is getting more and more, or he's getting fatter and fatter because he's eating junky food, or fast food all the time. So maybe the guy recognized the problem and say, yeah, I wish I ate more vegetable, but I love burgers, hot dogs, pizzas, donuts, French fries, potatoes. I love them a lot. Yeah, maybe that is the problem, but you express a wish even when you know something is bad with you. You recognize the problem, and sometimes you even want to have like a change in your life. Sometimes even when it's impossible for you to change, but you think, okay, about this situation on and off, on and off. Okay, very good. I'm just gonna go. We are talking about situation in present. Okay, expressing wishes in present. All right, let's go with next one. I'm gonna give you like an example. I'm fed up with snow. When you say fed up, is because you are tired. Okay, it's snowing, maybe it's winter season, and this situation have been happening for the last 20 days. Snowing, snowing, snowing. Hey, you say stop. I don't want more snow. Okay, so you say I'm fed up. This is very interesting vocabulary, fed up. So please bear that in mind. I'm fed up with snow. I wish it were summer. Hey, but it's not summer. Summer is very far because winter is especially in January, February, and March. And after that is spring. And then is autumn. And then it's very far. Okay, so maybe you say, hey, I'm fed up with snow, but I wish it were summer. You are minding the situation, all right? So you are making a wish, okay, like the magic lamp, exactly like that. Okay, I'm just gonna go on. For example, look at this girl. Maybe this look like a selfie that a person just decide to have, okay, with this picture on the wall. All right, so maybe you imagine if humans had the chance to fly. Okay, humans can fly. We fly using machines, but not like animals. So you start wishing, and you say, I wish I had wings to fly. All right. Okay, very good. It's just a dream. Okay, just being like a bird and experience freedom. Yeah, maybe that is something interesting about flying. Okay, very good. Giving you another possibility. Pay careful attention, guys. Maybe this is her dad. I mean, look at the couple. And her dad needs to go to a very important business journey or business trip. This couple is getting married, but obviously the father can attend this important event just because of his business trip. But he expressed before his daughter his intention, expressing his wish. So he said something, honey, I wish I could come to the wedding, but I'll be away. All right, but I wish I could. I wish I could, but I'll be away. Okay, so he can change the situation, but he expressed, and sometimes when you express even things that you can do, you express people your willingness to do them. And that may you see or be seen like an eager person, like somebody who is, all the time friendly, and you care other people things. Okay, very good. I'm gonna just go how to express a wish, but now we are gonna do something different. The idea now is we would like just to express something that maybe at the moment is happening. You know, for example, right now, this guy wants just to the swimming pool. Okay, it's summertime, so he wants just to go and spend an incredible time, get some tan, you know, and sometimes have a nice chat with his friends being there. Okay, but look, I don't know why, it's just crazy because it's supposed not to be raining these days. The forecaster said that on the radio last night, but today the idea is totally different. The sky is full of clouds and it's raining heavily. So maybe the guy is gonna express, okay, his wish and say, you know what, I wish it weren't raining now. I wish it weren't, but it is raining, but I wish it weren't. If you pay attention, the structure is not so difficult. I'm gonna give you more examples and maybe this way you will know what I do. Okay, another is, for example, what about, teacher, when something already happened in the past and you would like to change the situation? For example, if you see the picture is too evident that being sitting down there about to die, you reflect about what you have done with your life. And maybe you say, any final wish? Yes, I wish I were absolved. Oh my God, then you're crazy. You killed 10 people. I wish I hadn't killed all those people. I wish I had done something different that day. Yeah, but it's too late, man. You know, you can't change that situation at all. Okay, so maybe you're, I wish I hadn't done it. What? To have killed all those innocents. Yeah, very good, but you can't. It's too late. Okay, any final wish? Okay, good. Let's go with some more examples. Okay, for example, there is like a connection between if only and what we have been learning today, that is expressing wish. For example, you say, if only I had gone to bed early. Look at the face of this guy. Today, he gotta work. But last night, he was drinking and dancing and spending an incredible time in a party, even when he knew that today he had to go and work. But now he looking terrible and looking at himself in the mirror, he thinking, oh, if only I had gone to bed earlier. Okay, that is a conditional. What about if you want to say wish? Easy. You in English say, teacher, I wish I had gone to bed early. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, actually what I pretend in today's class is like open more windows to different possibilities to express condition, and not all the time just be around the same ones over and over again. Okay, so I'm gonna give you like the chance today, guy, to start collecting some new ones. Okay, let's go with another one. Look at this. I wish I hadn't booked this hotel. Can you imagine? Sometimes it's terrible. This happened to me before. Okay, on internet, okay, you just go and book some hotels. Even that happens exactly the same when you are talking about planes. Okay, and sometimes when you get to the airport, sometimes it's terrible because your flight is canceled or is not on time, or you know, it's just crazy. Sometimes when you just arrive into the hotel, you discover or find out that it's a very horrible and terrible place, and you are paying $100 each day for a place that looks like a pigsty. and maybe being in the hotel room, looking around and say, wow, this is horrible. You say, I wish I hadn't booked this hotel. Okay, it's terrible. Now you want to change a situation, but it's too late. You can do anything about it. All right, I'm just gonna go on. Let's have another different situation. Look at with this guy. He is just having like an exam. The teacher just said, you know what, guys, please summarize what we talked today in class and write down your name on the sheet of paper, give it back to me, and that is gonna be like kind of grade. Let's say that is like an exam. Wow, it's an incredible opportunity to have an easy and a good grade. But you know what? You were chatting on your cell phone the whole class. And you know what? You don't know anything about what the teacher was talking in the class. Okay? And you start now imagining the situation if only I had taken notes in class, but you didn't. You say, I wish I had taken notes in class, but you didn't. But you wish the situation. All right, guys, pay attention, because next class we are gonna have like kind of quiz. Teacher Alirio is gonna talk to Andres. I'm gonna be here maybe again, because I need to make sure that you can use the notes speaking and using in different situations. Otherwise, I just can move forward. You know what? And you understand the situation. Okay, very good. What about when something you wanna something to be different in the future? You wanna change, or you'd like to express like a wish about something that made you feel like, not so good. Okay, for example, look at these people. Maybe this guy is going to prison, and he is going to prison because he is a hacker, and that is illegal. Maybe he's just hacking lots of accounts on internet, stealing a lot of money, phishing, and what's that, man? Maybe the police caught him, look at the guy, and maybe 1 year later, he is in prison. Maybe she is his wife. Federico, I told you, don't keep with those guys. Don't be a criminal. Look at your children. You've got a family. Yeah. But sometimes, I don't know, why guys, okay, but people don't think about important things, but they only think about the moment. And sometimes they don't relate moments to consequences. And sometimes it's too late. Okay, it's too late, like for this guy. Okay, now he is in prison. Okay, all the evidences show that he is the guilty man. Now in prison, you say, I wish I would listen, my wife. Okay, but that is something that maybe, is in the future, because now you are in prison. Okay, very good. Look at the situation. What about if a situation is all the time happening to you and you want the situation to change in the future? Sometimes when machines are about to get broken, or they are too old, or people over use them, sometimes they start experiencing terrible sounds, like what happened with washing machines, especially washing machines. It start like moving and sounding like an animal. Sometimes you think that it's about to burst because of the movement and sound, and you say, wow, I wish the washing machine would stop making that noise. I wish the washing machine would stop. Would is because you want the situation about the washing machine to change in the future. Now, the situation is exactly the same. Now, the washing machine is terrible, is shaking, and is making that terrible noise, and you only think if the technician just came and repaired it. Gosh, I wish the washing machine would stop making this noise, okay? Let's have another good one. You know? Okay, guys. You know what is the problem with teenagers sometimes? Okay, how can I tell you this? Give me a second. I'm gonna drink something to process the idea. All right. What you can see in the picture is a normal situation nowadays. Yes, obviously. The grandpa is very angry and is talking to his grandson. Felipe, yes, grandpa. Felipe, I need to talk to you because this situation is driving me crazy. What do you mean, grandpa? I mean you and your girlfriend. Yeah, grandpa, what's going on? Yes, I understand that you love a lot each other. But to be honest, you are all the time in the bedroom making terrible noises. What, Grandpa? Yes, everybody here at home can listen to you and your girlfriend moaning and moaning and moaning. You know what is moaning? It's like sex sounds. This is just disgusting because we are watching television and sometimes you and your girlfriend, you know. Okay, so if only you could stop money and you'd be, you know, quieter, okay, just could be fine. Okay, so maybe your grandpa, no, but what he wishes is you would stop making that noises. You know, sometimes it's uneasy. You know, it's disturbing. It's uncomfortable. You know. All right, so please bear that in mind. Okay, use the pillow. Yeah, you can cover your face, your mouth, or, you know, with a pillow, and maybe that's gonna work. Okay, advice. Okay, good. Another good one is this. All right, teacher, we use wish to express that we regret something and we could stop lying as something to be different than the way it is. For example, if you see this in the guy now is very uncomfortable about the situation in the restaurant. So I wish to make a complaint. I would like to see the manager. Okay, why? Because okay, maybe the term is not the right one, or maybe this is completely raw, or the flavor is disgusting. But maybe that is why you think it's about the time, okay, just to express these kind of wishes. All right, very good. So I'm gonna I show you a noun is when I'm gonna start asking you for ideas. Okay, now we are with a new president. Maybe Colombia history is gonna be totally different. We don't know. All right, that is the problem when we think a politician is gonna come and change everything, and 1 year later you realize that he's exactly the same as others. You know, talking bullshit all time and making promises that they never can keep, you know, is much about the same. All right, Valerie, look at here. What about if you wanna make a wish about this common situation in Colombia? Valerie, and you know what is this common situation is? For me, the most or the biggest problem in our society, all right, is corruption. Okay, Valerie, make a wish about this situation. What would be a wish that you'd make about this? Let
I don't know. I wish the
Very good. Tell me, Valerie, I wish what? I'm gonna even write down what you're gonna tell me. Okay, just, and I'm gonna type it. I wish what?
I wish our representantes, ¿cómo se dice?
I wish the representers, so sorry, I'm gonna change the representers.
Would be more honest and they
That is very good. I like, we're more honest. Yeah, totally. I think this is very good one. Okay, so you are making a wish at present. Teacher, I wish the representative, or don't say representative, let's call them exactly with the word politicians, because actually politicians are our representatives in the Congress. You know, so I wish the politicians were more honest. That is a wish at present. At present, what about if we have exactly the same idea, but now in future? In future, for example, what happened to many people who vote for this ex or former president, the last one, you know, so many people were regretted. Okay, so maybe if maybe you discover in 1 month, 1 year, that maybe our new president Petro is not so honest as he said to us. Okay, so maybe you're gonna say, hey, I wish the politician could be more honest, but in the future. Okay, maybe the situation is, it can be changed now. Valerie, excellent. Okay, that is very, very right. Okay, that is actually what I want just to get, and I did it. Okay, very good example, Valerie. Okay, I'm just gonna go, guys, with my next one. So, teacher, I wish politicians were more honest. Yeah, teacher, in the future. What, Valerie? Teacher, I wish politicians would be more honest. Totally right. Valerie, thank you so much. I'm gonna show you another situation, guys. Oh gosh. Next day. This is on Sunday. Okay. Last night, my father was drinking, and this woman is my mother. Next day. And my father, impossible. He can watch television because my mom is nagging at him all day long. This happened yesterday, and today my father doesn't know what to do. All right, I'm just gonna go with Kevin Robbie. Kevin, try just to be in my father's shoes. What would you think my father is thinking at this right moment, Kevin? Just tell me, Kevin, what do you think my father is wishing?
Wishing that his wife will shut up. I don't know.
So you say, for example, let's try to be my dad. Let's try to think like my dad. I wish what? Oh gosh. Okay, and my father, I wish what? Remember that is repetitive. I wish I what?
I uh, I I don't know really how to say it.
All right, so I'm not gonna tell you, Kevin. I'm not gonna tell you anything. I just wanna see if maybe somebody else can complete it. Sebastian Carrillo. Okay, can you see my father? This was my father this morning because a day before, okay, he was drinking and drinking with his friends and he spent all the money, okay, on drinking. Okay, this was my mom this morning. Sebastian, what do you think my father is wishing in his mind?
What he's wishing, no?
Yeah, so my father say, I wish what?
I wish I would become yes.
I
Become
wouldn't, but wouldn't is in the future. This situation
yes.
is in the past, so I don't think it's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
this is
wish I
very interesting.
I wish I never drank.
I hadn't, yeah, that is totally
Hadn't
right. I hadn't
drank
drank, excellent. I hadn't drank last what?
Last night. Yes.
Last night. Yeah, yes, Sebastian, you are totally right, my friend. Because my father listening to my mother, maybe my father now regrets about what
Yes,
he
teacher.
did last night. Yeah, Sebastian Carrillo, you are totally right, my friend. I wish, oh, sorry, I wish I hadn't drunk last night too late. My mom is gonna be all day long. Okay, man, that is the problem when you commit a mistake. Okay, excellent, Sebastian. That is totally right. I'm gonna show you guys another. Oh gosh, look at this situation. You know why? Because you didn't pay attention when the traffic light was in red. Yeah, you were chatting on the cell phone. Yeah, you didn't pay attention. Okay, the traffic light was in red and you crossed the street. And it was too late. Look at what happened. Now you've got an accident. All right, Valentina Cañas, what about if you were driving this car? Okay, now you crashed, okay, your car, and maybe the traffic guards are coming, and also the police. Now you wanna change the situation, and what would be, Valentina, a wish that you are making at the moment?
And the situation is in the past.
Yeah, you already crashed, and now, okay, you are waiting for the ambulance, the police, the traffic, everybody is coming, and you, oh gosh, what now is the wish?
Okay, I wish I hadn't.
I hadn't, yeah, that's totally right, I hadn't.
How do you say chatear?
Chatear, I hadn't been chatting. Yeah, I hadn't been chatting, sorry, it's with double T. Okay, I wish I hadn't been chatting, obviously. All right, how is possible that you can drive your car? Guys, you're gonna believe that this is crazy, but guys, I have even seen people riding a motorcycle. With this hand, they are riding the motorcycle, and with this hand, they are chatting. I don't know how that's possible, but people do it. Guys, can you see? Next class, we are gonna go on talking about expressing condition, but only with wish. Then we are gonna compare. I'm gonna tell you if, and you tell me wish. I say wish, and you tell me if, and we are gonna practice so much that you can use them in the way also, unless, as long as I'm providing. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. You already know me. Guys, for all that attention, the whole time you keep on me, I'm gonna tell you, thank you so much. So in our next class, I'm gonna give you a hard time because now that I gave you the whole lesson and explained everything detailing, you are supposed to be participating by next class. Okay, so I'm gonna see you by then, guys. Thank you so much for your attention. I love you all, and I'm gonna see you. I wish this class wouldn't finish, and I wish I could have more time to be with you. The time is up. Guys, bye-bye. Valerie, John, Sebastian, Valentina.
See you, teacher. Thank you for the class.
See ya, my
Have
guys.
a good night.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye,
Thank
teacher.
you.
Thanks for this class.
Hi, teacher.